Hi, this is my Aquarius review for March, and we start the month very much as how we finished February, with the Venus-Mars conjunction continuing on for another 12 days. Now this conjunction is in your 12th house, so a lot of the desire and the passion is unconscious, so it's hard for you to get to grips with it. But in 6 days time, Venus and Mars move into Aquarius, and that's the first house, so that will be bringing things out in the open then, and you'll be able to express the energy a lot better. For the first 4 days you have a conjunction with Pluto. This makes really intense energy, and you need to channel the energy somehow. If it's in the unconscious and you're not quite aware of it, then you need to do exercise or some kind of activity that gets some of the physical energy out, because Mars-Pluto is very intense, powerful energy. And then also the Venus-Pluto energy is great desire. So you may have these unconscious desires that you want to fulfill, but you will be unable to do that until they move into Aquarius. Also on this day we have an aspect between the Sun and Uranus. Now Uranus is in your 4th house of the home, Sun is in the 2nd house of finances, so there's a good chance that you'll be spending some money on the home. You could be moving, you could be redecorating, or there could be a sudden bill that comes through that you have to arrange for finances for. New moon. Our new moon is in Pisces, and it's in the 2nd house. Now the new moon in Pisces is very emotional, but in the 2nd house there's an earthy quality to it, so it's a good time to plan finances, do budgeting, but it's also a good time to trust your intuition with the new moon in Pisces. So if you can do this, and also if you can connect to the earth as well, you'll be doing well, because the 2nd house is about nature, connecting to nature, going for walks in the countryside, connecting with the earth in some way. And then also on the 2nd we have an aspect between Mercury and Saturn. Now in the 2nd house with the new moon you're going to organise and plan your finances, but with Mercury and Saturn in the 1st house you need to organise and sort out mentally where you are and what you're going to do. And if you have to speak up and talk to people now, it's a good time to do it. And it may be that by speaking up someone leaves your life, but this has to be done. Great day for finances on the 4th, because the Sun and Jupiter come together in your 2nd house. This is a time when you can reach for the stars where desire is concerned. It's a very optimistic, positive aspect, and you can attract wealth to you under this, and hopefully if you've done all your planning correctly, this will help to bring a better financial situation. Another good day on the 6th, when Venus and Mars move into your sign Aquarius, out of that 12th house into the 1st. So everything's out in the open now. The energies are much easier for you to channel. And there could be opportunities come straight away, because on the same day Mercury makes a square aspect to the moon's node, so these are triggered. Nodes are our fate, our destiny, so there could be an opportunity come up straight away. Don't overanalyze things. There's always a tendency of Mercury to overanalyze. If you see an open door, make sure you go through it. Then on the 7th we have another aspect of Mercury, this time to the Black Moon Lilith. Now the Black Moon's in your 5th house. It's a time to look at how you express yourself creatively. Maybe you don't, so maybe it's time to start doing that, or maybe you just need to change the way you interact with people and express your feelings. Then Mercury moves on the 10th into Pisces, into the 2nd house, and it'll be much easier to talk and deal with financial issues. On the 12th we have an aspect between the Sun and Neptune in your 2nd house, and this could go one of two ways. It can increase your sensitivity, your intuition, so it makes it very easy to handle people and deal with things, because you intuitively know what's right and what's wrong. It's also very good to be compassionate on this aspect as well, and it may be that it's good to do charitable work or help other people. Now the other side of it, the flip side, is that you become overwhelmed. You could become overwhelmed with your financial state, And it could be that you just want to escape things, and the sensitivity could be just too much for you, the emotion that comes with this. And if that's the case, it's best to do something spiritual, sort of meditate, to take your mind away from things. And escaping with alcohol and drugs is not the answer, because it can be detrimental to your health of this aspect. On the 14th, it could be like a little mini crisis or a fairly large change that comes along, because the Sun makes a positive aspect to the North Node. The North Node is in your 4th house of the home, so there could be something around the home that affects you. But there's a silver lining to this. Whatever it is that happens, there's a silver lining. And you could also be inspired by someone on this day to follow your path. This could be connected to the home, or connected to your career as well, or your public standing. It could be something, somebody inspires you to make these changes, to follow that path. Then on the 16th, there's another aspect, this time the Sun to the Black Moon Lilith. Now, the Black Moon is stripping part of your personality away. It's in the 5th house. This is your creative side, so that a new layer, a new you can be born in 3 months' time. This is a part of the journey now, and it's happening very slowly. In 3 months' time, you'll look back and you'll see that you have changed. On the 17th, we have Mercury making an aspect to Uranus in the area of the home, so there could be news about the home and finances connected with it. Then on the 18th, we have a full moon. Now, this is no normal full moon, because there's so many other aspects happening at the same time. It's kind of overshadowed in a way, because we also have a cradle aspect, which is around your 2nd, 12th house, and which is also combined within the opposition of the 4th and 10th. So there's a tremendous need for stability and security within your career and your home. And it's a time when you need to work on this, try and get things stable, so that you can move forward with what you've got. At the moment, there's a lot of uncertainty been going on around you, and certainly with this full moon you can make a lot of progress. Now, the full moon itself is in Virgo, which means it's time to organise and get things sorted. You'll want to get things straight. Things have been a bit too messy for too long. And in the 8th house, there could be an outlay of cash, but this is for a reason. This will help to gain you that stability and security you want. It will be maybe changing the home, or maybe change your career, but that once you've made that outlay, things will improve dramatically. Now, the cradle aspect is also very dynamic. It's very similar to the mystic rectangle we had a few months ago. It's a time to use your talents. You have a lot of confidence, because the Sun is making an aspect to Pluto within this cradle, so your confidence will be growing, and it will give you the confidence to do what it is you've got to do. As well as the full moon and the cradle aspect, we have other aspects. Neptune makes an aspect to the moon's north node. Now, this can be very fortuitous. This can bring fortunate events to you that will help you and help you align with your path. People also be very helpful, as you got the added intuition and empathy, compassion of Neptune with that north node. So you'll be able to align with your spiritual path, spiritual purpose a lot easier. People will help you. Then we have Venus making 2 aspects. First is to Chiron. This makes you very magnetic. You can attract easily with this. People will warm to you and be attracted to you, so they can help you as well. And then the last aspect is Venus to Uranus. This will generate a little bit of excitement, and also it will help you to get your home how you want it. Maybe that you've had to move or change home, or maybe that you're doing alterations. Well, this aspect will help you to make it a more pleasant place to be, and the changes probably are necessary. And often you see changes that are happening in the outer world, but also changes going on within yourself. On the 20th, Mars adds his energy to your aspects. And Mars, remember, is in your first house, so he's willing to help you change personally. Now the first aspect is to Chiron, and this is in your third house, so he wants you to overcome any mental challenges, any mental blockages that you've put in the way. He needs you to get rid of those so that you can let his energy flow forward. And then the other aspect on the 21st is to Uranus, and again this is in the home area, so he wants to put energy into the home, but also he wants you to keep making changes. He doesn't want you to just make a change when it's absolutely necessary. He wants you to keep making creative changes the whole time, so that you don't get the position where things build up, and then there has to be sudden crisis. On the 23rd, Mercury the messenger appears and will start to give you messages who will help you with the other aspects. The first contact he makes is with Neptune. Don't forget Neptune's on that 2-week aspect with the Moon's North Node. Mercury will add his messages to this, so this will help you to align yourself and understand where it is and what it is you've got to do. Then he makes an aspect to Pluto, and Pluto, don't forget, was in that cradle aspect. So again, Mercury will help you to uncover things that you need to know going forward. And then the final aspect is to the Black Moon Lilith. Now, we spoke earlier about the Sun and how your parts of your personality, your outer self, are stripping away to reveal a new you. And Mercury will give you messages and let you know how you're getting on with this and what you also need to do. And then on the 10th, Mercury moves into Aries with the Sun, and will help you to get your finances sorted out. It'll help you to organise things better. He'll help you with all the mundane tasks, all the letters, all the emails that you need to do, all the forms you need to fill in. At the end of the month, Venus makes 2 aspects. First, on the 28th, there's a conjunction with Saturn. Now, Venus doesn't like this aspect. It stops her from expressing her affections and her desires in the way that she would normally do so, and there's limitations put upon her, maybe obligations as well that you have to be seen to. This only lasts a day, so it's over quickly. And then there's an aspect on the 29th to the Moon's Nose, and this is where you can help balance home and work, because the nodes are in the 4th and 10th house. Also, it's a time when you need to realise how you express yourself, how you treat things. Is it that you keep things hidden? Isn't it that you're not open enough? Perhaps you need to be more open with your, more frank with your discussions and conversations with your loved ones. Thank you for watching. Please tune in next month, because we have the busiest astrological month of the year. We also have the biggest aspect of the year, and we have our first eclipse.